Okay, good morning, dear friends. How's everybody doing today? We're continuing in Mishnah Berura, Daf Hashavua. We're up to Siman Kuf Chav Gimel. We're middle of Sif Beis. The Mechaber said that in the place where your 3 steps finish, stand there. Do not go back to your place until the Shliach Tzibor gets up to Kedusha, and at the very least, until the Shliach Tzibor starts the Chazaras Hashatz. Now, the Mishnah Berura says in Sivkat and Vav, you should keep your feet together like in Tefillah when you say Oiseh Shalom, because you are bowing toward the Shekhinah, and you don't go back to your spot, because if you do, it's like a student that took leave of his master. He took steps back, and then he returned, so then it shows that he never really meant to take leave in the first place, and it's a meguna. However, when you're waiting for Kedusha or for the beginning of Chazas Hashatz, then, in other words, Avo kishamamtin al Kedusha ayal kapanim lahaschalas tfilas Hashatz, that's in Sivkat on Zayin, where the Mechaber said, don't go to your spot right away. But when you wait for Kedusha, or at least for the beginning of Chazas Hashatz, then it's not going to look like you're stepping forward right away. Everyone sees that you're stepping forward for Kedusha, or what the Shliach Tzibor is saying. Okay, I'm just reviewing what the Mishnah Berura said. What the Mishnah Berura said earlier. Then in Sivkatan Ches, the Mishnah Berura said that if you want to go to back to your spot, you're not allowed to. But if you, in other words, Sivkatan Ches is saying, don't return to your spot until the Shliach Tzibor gets up to Kedusha. If you want, you don't have to go 3 steps forward at all. The Magen Avram says that according to the Beis Yosef, that you need 6 psios, 3 behind and 3 forward, so you do have to take 3 steps forward. Okay. Now, let's say a person davened long, and when he takes his 3 steps back, the Shliach Tzibor is up to Kedusha. Then you're allowed to take 3 steps forward right away. And even the Maril was noyeg that when he would finish Shemone Esrei and the Shliach Tzibor would sing Tachnun, he would remain in his spot and say Tachnun with the Shliach Tzibor. He would not go back to his spot. And the reason is Kedusha is different. Because Kedusha, it's better to say it after having taken 3 steps forward. Ayin lekaman siman kuf lamed aleph sif beis le'inyan lefil sapayim ashikasav sham b'Mishnah Berura. Okay, we're up to Sivkatan Yud. That you need to wait at least until the Chazan begins the Chazaras Hashatz. Ayin b'bach, shehiskim, look in the Bach, that the Bach is maskim, del charchila nochen lahachmer ad Kedusha, del charchila, it is correct to be stringent until Kedusha, im loy shehamakoim tsar, unless the spot is narrow, v'dachok and pressing, uchedei deloy leisi le'insuye, so that you don't come to fight. In other words, if it's a very narrow spot, then you could already take your 3 steps forward when the Chazan begins the Chazaras Hashatz. Ach bezman k'sha'omrim piyutim, in a time that they say piyutim bevadei shalhakav alachser takeoff, you definitely could be lenient and go back right away. K'shemaskal hashatz Shemone Esrei. Meaning this is a very relevant halacha on Yomim Noraim, that even though l'chadchila you're supposed to remain in your spot until Kedusha, does that apply Yom Noraim, where it could be an hour until they start Kedusha? Do I have to stand where I took my 3 steps back and wait all the way until the Chazan has finished singing every Kabach melody that ever existed before gets the Kedusha? No. By Yom Noraim, l'chayra, you could take the 3 steps back right away. Okay, let's see the Rama. Says Rama Haga, V'ashliach tzibor yamoid, the Shliach Tzibor should remain standing, K'dei hiluch arba amos, koidem sheyachsel mekoymoi, l'espalo b'koram. In other words, the Shliach Tzibor took 3 steps back. How long does he have to remain there before he starts a Chazaras Hashatz? So he should wait the amount of time it takes to walk 4 amos before he comes back to his spot. The Bir Halacha says, Ayin b'Magen Avram, b'Shem HaRashba, de Medina Yachal Achsam Miyad. Really, he could take 3 steps forward right away. The Hadavar Yadua, everyone knows, Shechazarasa hu lahaitzi Rabbi Midei Chayvasan, that the reason he's taking the 3 steps forward is not because he's not saying, oh, I never meant to take leave of you, Hashem. He's taking 3 steps forward to begin the Chazaras Hashatz. Ela shenoagu kain, it's just a minog to wait. V'ayim b'Prima Gadim. From the Groat's mashma that he has to wait Da'at Amos Medina. Tehu nichlal b'masha pasak b'sim kofhei debein tefila letefila tzarich lahamtin kedei Da'at Amos. That is included in what we say in Siman kofhei, that between one prayer and the next you need to wait 4 Amos. That's included in that which we said between one tefila and the next tefila. You need to wait Daled. You need to wait Daled Amos. Okay. Now, the Bir Halacha continues that V'chein Pasei Magen Ram B'Shem Ha'arach. Now, let's see the Rama further. V'chein Yachid HaMaspal, likewise an individual. Let's say you're davening B'Chidos, and you finish Shemone Esrei. Yamoy b'makom shekol p'siyosav. You shouldn't take the 3 steps forward right away. You should wait in the place that you finish your steps. Kishir zeh, this amount of time. Kodim she'achzil l'makom, before you return to your spot. So, you're davening B'Chidos. If you're in such a situation, then after you take the 3 steps back, you need to wait Daled Amos before you take the 3 steps forward. Yachid shemispalo b'tzibur, an individual that davens b'tzibur, v'siyem tfilasei kadem mashiach tzibur, and he finishes Shemone Esrei before the tzibur. Asur lahachser panav latzibur. It is prohibited for him to turn around to look at the tzibur ad sheyisayim shliach tzibur tfilasei, until the shliach tzibur finishes his tefillah. What is the reason for this? Let's see the Mishnah verse of Katan Yod Aleph. V'chein Yachid u'Bach Choylek. The Bach disagrees. U'Poisek de'ein chilek b'Mespalo b'Yechidi b'Beisai l'Mespalo Matzibur. The Bach says it doesn't matter if you're davening individually in your house or you're davening with the tzibur. Ela b'chol gavnei tzarich lishois. In all situations, you need to wait. Kefi hashir, the amount of time it would take for the tzibur to get up to Chazaras Hashatz. In other words, let's say after you finish Shemone Esrei, from the time the Shliach Tzibur starts Chazaras Hashatz, it takes 2 minutes. So the halacha is you cannot start. You cannot take the steps forward right away. You need to wait the amount of time it would take for the shots to get up to Kedusha. Ayal kapanim, or the amount of time achiyaschal shots bekoram. V'chein pasuk hamagen Avram im loy shetzach lachso espalo shenis l'tashlumin. Unless, let's say you need to daven a second time for makeup, da'az l'kuleyama dai kedei hilach da'at amos. Then, according to everyone, it's enough the amount of time it takes to walk 4 amos. Da'hakol yoidin, everybody knows, shechazarasayhu lehispalo shenis. Meaning, the Bach is of the opinion that regardless of where you are, the Ramah says if you're davening B'Chidus, you only have to wait the amount of time it takes to walk Daled Amos before you take your 3 steps forward. The Bach says, no, under all circumstances, you need to wait the amount of time it would take the shots to get up to Kedusha, or at least until the shots begins Chazaras Hashatz. Unless you're davening a second tefillah for Tashlumin, because then it's recognizable that your second tefillah is for makeup. Nevertheless, in a pressing circumstance, yesh l'hakel, you could be lenient to af bazeh dai b'daled amos. That even in such a circumstance, it's enough the amount of time to walk 4 amos. What is he talking about? That when you're davening b'Yechidos, you could be lenient to wait only kidei hiluch daled amos. In other words, that this is going on, you could be lenient and you could wait only the amount of time that it takes to walk down Amos. Or like this. Let's say you're davening a long Shemone Esrei. Yeah, you're davening a long Shemone Esrei, and you're finishing Shemone Esrei after Kedusha. Do I have to stand in my spot the amount of time it would take a chazan to get up to Kedusha? So the Kaf HaChaim says, then you have a din of a yachid. But l'chadchila you should wait shir zman from the time that the shots begins, chazar shots until Kedusha. So even then, l'chadchila, if you're davening along Shemone Esrei, you should not just stay in your spot a short amount of time, k'dei hilach dar amos. You should wait there, l'chatchila, the amount of time it would take the chazan from the beginning of Shemone Esrei to get up to Kedusha. One more Mishna Berura, that once you finish Shemone Esrei, you're not allowed to turn around. Asur lahachzer, hainu afal pi shadayin oimeh b'makom shekol psiyosav, even though you're standing still in the place that your footsteps ended, lo yachzer panav latzibur, you should not turn around to the tzibur, dahainu litzad marav, to the west of the shul, kozman shlo siyem hashatz, if the shots did not yet finish his personal tefillah. Ki yigroim bazeh bitul kavanah lamispalalim, because you're going to cause the people who are davening to be disturbed. V'gam sheyachshadu shadileg. Also, they're going to suspect that you skipped. How do you finish so early? So if you finish Shemone Esrei early, even though you took 3 steps back, don't turn around. You're going to disturb people, and they're going to think that you skipped. And regarding, could I take 3 steps forward? Kvar mavoyar. We already explained that you need l'chadchila to wait ad sheyagia shots l'kedusha, until the shots gets up to kedusha, ayal kapanim, or at the very least ad sheyaschal hashatz, until the shots begins. Okay, very good, everyone. Shkoyach, we'll hold it over here. Wishing you a beautiful day. We'll pick it up tomorrow in Sif Gimal.